everybody, it's Remington again, coming at you with kind of a crossover. This is a beginner's guitar, but also a beginner guitar theory video or beginner music theory video in a way. Because now what we're going to talk about is the notes, the actual notes. Now what's important to know is the notes go from A, just like the alphabet, on through to G. Okay? No H. Stops at G. Now, each note has a flat or a sharp. Flat means, A flat means, well, I know A is right there. A flat is a half step down. So on a piano, you're hitting the A, the white key. The black key just under it is A flat. Okay? Now, say you want to do a sharp. A sharp. Half step up. Okay? Half step on a guitar is 1 fret. Boo boo, yeah. Okay, so that's A to A sharp, A to A flat. Now on a piano, A up to the black key above the A, just above, would be A sharp. Now, there are 2 sets of notes that are a half step apart and they don't have a sharp between them. Let's talk about them quick because they're the confusing weird ones for most people. First one is E to F, okay? E, F, okay? There's no E sharp F, it's E, F. What's that mean? That means if you're ever reading a piece of music and you see E sharp, you're seeing an F. It's best to know that in case you ever read something where somebody has the audacity to write it with an E sharp in it. It's just an F. You don't got to think about it too hard. The other time that happens is B to C. Okay? B sharp is C. C flat is B. F flat is E. Okay? Those ones are only a half step apart. That's how you end up with 12 notes that you can play. Now, we're going to start with the A. There's a reason for this because on a keyboard, A minor is all white keys. And so A just feels like a solid spot to start. Also, alphabet, right? You start from A. So, A sharp, B, here's our funny one, right? B to C, C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E, another funny one, F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A. Now, on a guitar, let's be honest here. Most guitarists, we're a little crazy. We like rock, metal, country, whatever we like. We're not big on reading music for guitar. Not a lot of us can do it very well. So it's important to me anyway that you understand that you should know where all the notes are. Why? Because it's very beneficial. I see a lot of videos talking about scales and like scales are so hard. Yeah, because you don't know where any of the notes are. Because guitarists, we're kind of outlaws about that. We're like, who needs to know that? Now, as we get farther on, I'm a big proponent of memorizing the shapes of things. But that's just how my brain works. I'm good with patterns and shapes, and then I see the pattern and I go, oh, well, that thing just works like this everywhere. Because it's very, weirdly, you can't do this because there's no strings back here, but it's very cyclical the way guitar works. If you think of it that way, I think it makes it easier. Anyhow, we're pretending, with some people we're pretending you don't know what any notes are, and with some people you might be new enough to where you really don't know what they are. Again, this is beginner theory. So if you were going to college for music theory and you never picked up an instrument, you would start learning these things kind of the same way I'm going to teach you, maybe more orthodox fashion because I'm a goofball. And maybe not in the exact same order because by college they kind of think, well, you might know some stuff. But let's say you've never touched any instrument in your life, never read a piece of music. That's what we're doing here. So again, that open second string, second, 1 to 6 going this direction. We're gonna 1, fat boy, 6, skinny boy. The only reason I say that in this video is because it's very likely in future videos I'll flip it. So if I do flip it, I'm going to always point which direction I'm talking about, so you know. So we're talking about the A string, which today is the second string. Tomorrow it might be the 5th string. So A sharp, B, C, no middle guy. However, B sharp is C, in case you ever see a B sharp. C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E, F, there's that other half, F sharp, G, G sharp, A. And you're at the what's called the octave. Okay? That works everywhere on the guitar. Okay? You don't have to start from A. Say, let's go up. So I said that's 2 today, so we're gonna go 3, 4, 4th string. Remember from the last videos, E, A, D, G. Okay? G, G sharp, A sharp, B. There's a little half-E guy coming up. C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E, F, the other half, F sharp, G. Octave again. Okay? What an octave is going from all the way through the 12 notes to where you start over. So you went from G to the next G. Intervals are very important, so I will try to worm them in there like I did with the half step. That's called a half step or a minor second. Just throwing that in there. For today, really focus on learning those notes ascending. Descending, we'll use flats, and then later we'll get into key signatures, and that kind of changes the whole ascending, descending. Then it doesn't matter. You know, if you're playing in playing in the key of D, for example, you're gonna have F sharp, C sharp in that key. So all the other notes will be what's called natural. There's no flat or sharp. That's natural. But then you'll have C sharp and D sharp in that key, C sharp and F sharp in that key. When you're in a key, what that means is no matter what direction you're playing, those notes are always sharps and the rest are naturals. Now, can you break that rule? Absolutely. You can use replacement chords and all kinds of weird stuff, but it's too early for us to be talking about that. So for now, the rule is if you're in a key, that's what it means. If you're in the key of D and you've got F sharp and C sharp, all the other notes are natural. F is sharped, C sharped. Okay? But yeah, take that and learn it across all the strings. Try to memorize it. Spend a couple minutes every day just going, start with B this time. B, C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E, F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A sharp, B. Octave. Okay? Spend time on that every day. It will help you to know where all the notes are. Even if you're not going to read music. I don't care if you never read any music. That's fine. I hardly ever read music on guitar. I can. I just don't care. I've said it before. I really enjoy writing my own music. So reading music's not a big deal to me. The reason I want you to know where all the notes are will come later when we start getting into more complex, knowing the scale across the fretboard and what to look for, or say you switch modes and what's the raised seventh. Well, if you know where all the notes are, you know where all the sevenths are, and you can just noodle around them as you want. And then when we get later in the theory, you'll find out you can use all 12 notes whenever you want, however you want, to a degree. It'll get a little weird. Anyhow, just a beginner, again, for guitar, because I want all the guitarists that hopefully pick this up sometime and start learning from me. I do want you to know where all the notes are. But if you're watching me just to learn music theory by itself, maybe for another instrument, maybe you just want to write scores, or I don't know what you want. You just want to learn it. You don't care about the guitar. This, you still need to know how the notes work, what they're called, the order, where those two half steps are. You still need to know that. Anyhow, that's what I was going to cover for today. These are my first few, and I'm kind of doing 4 or 5 in a row. I do work for a living, so I'm kind of just trying to do something different with my life, something new that I really, really enjoy. And I get a little nervous. I'm not gonna lie to you. Staring at myself on the camera is a little weird and all that. But hopefully, I get better at this. Hopefully, less meandering, more comfort, and just like being able to convey the message and teach you these things in a way that will make sense to you. You'll be able to memorize it well, and hopefully, obviously, if you're trying to learn some of this, you're gonna have to rewatch the video a couple of times. But hopefully, I've explained things in a way to where it keeps the concept fairly simple. I'm gonna tell you right now, don't expect any like hacks. I see these videos of like hack the guitar. There's no hack in the guitar, man. Like even when I do watch the videos, the idea that's being presented, it's like it's simpler, but there's still a lot of memorizing that's involved there, and you still need to know a certain degree of things to even make these ideas work. So can you hack some things? I hate that word hack. Can you can make it easier. Like I said, if you memorize things as patterns versus I don't know, like notes on the page. If you just like say you're playing in the key of G, and you're reading a piece of music and you see a run of notes that goes from G to G. Well, hopefully when I'm done explaining these things to you, you'll understand the pattern of like a G major scale, to where you don't got to read those notes. You just at a glance see they're in a row, there's no skips. You just go up the shape. Okay? You don't even have to think about what each note is, where you are, any of that. You just know that shape here is G major, period. So hopefully we can accomplish making those things happen. And again, if you know all the notes across the fretboard, that makes this way easier. So there you go, another beginner video. I'm going to try to kind of make a bunch right off the bat here and get them out to kind of get started. But have a good day. You're going to do awesome.